welcome. Tonight, United States Secretary of State John Kerry holds talks with Nigeria's two main presidential candidates in the 2015 elections, urges violence-free elections. Boko Haram insurgents attempt to take over Munguno barracks in Borno State as military repels attack. Coalition of concerned lawyers faults General Buhari's West African school certificate released by Government College, Katsina. And exit poll suggests a clear victory for anti-austerity Syriza party in Greece's general elections. Well, 2 weeks to the general elections, and there have been more calls for violence-free elections. The latest coming from the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, who was in Nigeria for a few hours to speak with the presidential candidates of the two main political parties. That's President Goodluck Jonathan and General Muhammadu Buhari. Mr. Kerry, in a meeting with General Buhari in Ikoyi, Lagos, said that the president, U.S. President Barack Obama, is interested in Nigeria being the largest economy in Africa. He also said the U.S. is concerned about Nigeria's security situation because of the threat that Boko Haram has posed in recent times. Mr. Kerry's visit, one of the shortest for a high-profile U.S. official, was executed with a strong message from President Barack Obama that the United States and the international community is very interested in Nigeria conducting violence-free elections. Secretary Kerry, before the briefing, had met with the two main presidential candidates, Goodluck Jonathan of the PDP and General Muhammadu Buhari of the APC, to get their commitment to accepting the results of the election after February 14. He also expressed the United States' concern over the Boko Haram insurgency, which is why the U.S. president will be holding a summit next month on developing new strategies to combating terrorism. During their meeting, President Goodluck Jonathan assured him of Nigeria's commitment to building the multinational task force to fight Boko Haram alongside Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and Benin Republic under the Lake Chad Basin Commission.
The fact is that one of the best ways to fight back against Boko Haram and similar groups is by protecting the peaceful, credible, and transparent elections that are essential to any thriving democracy, and certainly essential to the largest democracy in Africa. It's imperative that these elections happen on time, as scheduled, and that they are an improvement over past elections. And they need to set a new standard for this democracy.
Mr. Kerry urged Nigerians to speak out against violence during the elections and take the two candidates to task in upholding the Abuja Peace Accord. He warned of the consequences of anyone promoting violence before, during, and after the elections.
We are committed to helping the electoral process succeed, and last week we sent an electoral security advisor in order to support INEC's efforts to advise on security concerns and to help develop a risk mapping tool to prepare for any violence that might emerge. So let me be clear. Anyone who participates in, plans, or calls for widespread or systematic violence against the civilian population must be held accountable, including by ineligibility for an American visa. Violence has no place in democratic elections, and I can guarantee you that the perpetrators of such violence would not be welcome in the United States of America.
The U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry made mention several times in his address the need to ensure violence-free elections. He says he's also met with INEC chairman, Professor Tahiru Jega, to ensure that this promise by INEC and the two presidential candidates is kept. Meanwhile, the coalition of concerned lawyers of Nigeria have faulted the West African school certificate result released by Government College, Katsina, on behalf of the All Progressives Congress presidential candidates General Muhammadu Buhari, saying that there is an inconsistency in the name written on the document. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, leader of the coalition and the senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Amechi Mwiwu, says the result released by Government College Katsina bears the name of one Muhammad Buhari and not Muhammadu Buhari. He advises the APC to present the original copy of the certificate to Nigerians to view.
The University of Cambridge results sheet attached to the school result released by Government College Katsina has an alteration on the mathematics column which suggests an attempt at concealment. 9. The result sheet, which was attributed to the Cambridge examination body and released by Buhari's former school, is clearly a superimposition of one document on another. The column lines on the part where names are printed do not align with the ones on the blank columns, while there is an introduction of extraneous lines on some other columns. The document, which was purported to have been made in the 1960s, contains computer prints on some sections, while the other section was handwritten. Nigerians have the right to ensure that persons contesting to rule them are qualified. Where there's an allegation of forgery, this coalition, in the interest of peace, order, and good governance, we are firmly of the view that the Nigerian police has the powers on a complaint to investigate, interrogate, and prosecute any person found to have committed forgery of a document or committed perjury.
Meanwhile, some of the former colleagues of the APC presidential candidates at his alma mater, the Provincial Secondary School, Katsina, have been shedding light on the school days of the former head of state. One of the general's classmates, a former Inspector General of Police, Mr. Ibrahim Kumasi, insisted not only did the APC presidential flag bearer attend the school and took the WASC examinations, the certificate, which has now become viral, is authentic. And President Goodluck Jonathan is right now meeting with some leading corporate organizations and captains of industry who have converged on Lagos today. The event offers members an opportunity to interact with the president on issues relating to the economy and national development. Some serving governors of the People's Democratic Party and members of the business community in attendance, canvassing for a more vibrant economy.
Because your show of support and commitment to encourage us is quite encouraging. We just finished the interactive session. We did promise that we should do it maybe quarterly, God willing, as we progress further, so that as a government, we carry the private sector along. For any nation to develop, the private sector must be encouraged. That's one thing about this administration. We believe that we cannot work alone. We believe that Nigeria belongs to all Nigerians. That you're in government today is a very transient position. But the country must endure, and for the country to progress, the private sector must be encouraged. And we don't have any reservation partnering with the private sector, because we don't privatize Nigeria. Nigeria belongs to all Nigerians. That is our commitment. So I have to thank most of you that are here, members of the private sector, captains of industries, and our celebrities, our footballers, people in the entertainment industry, so on and so forth, for coming to encourage us. Some of you that at least the pockets are a bit heavy are also encouraging us through their pocket, just like Akpabio said that the private sector will speak through the pockets. And I've been informed that you are speaking through your pockets. So thank you for this beautiful evening. What we can promise you is that we will not disappoint you. Through you, we'll surely succeed. And when we succeed, will involve you in governance issues so that businesses will be protected, investments will be protected, and we encourage more of the private sector involvement and investment in the country. That we can promise you. We will continue to work as we've been working before and involve more people in terms of decision-making, especially issues that affect the growth of businesses in the country. Once again, on behalf of our campaign organization and the party, we thank all of you for this beautiful evening. Thank you all.
President Goodluck Jonathan at a forum with the captains of industry and some corporate organizations urging their involvement in issues that affect Nigeria's economy. That meeting is still going on right now here in Lagos. But in part two, after the break, Nigeria military repels a massive terrorist attack on Maiduguri and other towns in Borno State. Scores of Boko Haram members killed. Please stay with us.